y'all? Welcome to Down the Rabbit Hole. It's your host, RyleeRabbit. And today I have my girl, Tokyo Leigh, with me. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. I've been trying to get you on here for a minute.
Oh, girl, I'm so glad we finally made it happen.
It's so cool. I got a little snippet. If you guys are paying attention to the Patreon, I got a little snippet of you at Exotica looking cute.
Oh,
You
yeah.
had your
Exotica.
Your street fighter look. What was that?
Chun-Li.
Your Chun-Li, yeah.
My Chun-Li, yes. They
So
love
cute.
that.
First of all, she came out with this fat ass butt. First, with this Chun-Li outfit on at Exotica, I was like, girl, come over here. I need you to get on the camera. How was your experience at Exotica, though? Did you have a good time?
Yeah.
You did?
I love going to Exotica. It's just, you get to meet so many people.
Yeah.
I'm on both sides. So, like, the fans and then also different creators. It's great for networking.
Even just, like, on the business side of stuff,
Yeah.
there's a ton of, like, people behind the scenes people that are there.
Right.
Like, good networking for that.
Yep.
So it was dope.
Yeah.
So people who don't know who you are, who is Miss Tokyo Leigh? How would they recognize you? Where would they find you?
Dang, about now you could pretty much find me anywhere.
That's true.
Let's see.
Thickest Asian in the game.
Instagram. I mean, pretty much. That's what they're saying. So, Instagram is, the real Tokyo Leigh. They find me on Twitter. All the good shit's kind of on Twitter. Yeah. So.
Well, let's talk about this. So you're naturally thick.
I've always been thick.
Right.
Yes.
But have you had titties done, any enhancements, anything like that?
I've had my boobs done. I've had last year, August of last year, I had a BBL. But I kind of feel like
it wasn't that big a difference?
I didn't really need it.
Yeah.
Like, if you look at my pictures before then, I still had ass. It's not
no,
like
yeah, you
I
definitely
didn't
always
have
been
ass.
thick.
But you know what? Remember when I met you last summer, the first time? That was before my BBL.
Yeah, you still had a fat ass booty.
Like, yeah, originally I only wanted to just go get the lipo. I'm like, just kind of suck the stomach out a little bit,
Well, I think people forget too, like BBLs, everyone's like assumes that means automatic, like fake dumper, right? But sometimes it's just the rounding out. It's shaping it, you know, like, and that I feel like that's kind of really all they did was just take it and kind of shape it a little bit.
Because they
gave you a shelf on the back.
It's shelving.
It's shelving.
It's shelving. I mean,
it can just set an elf on that bitch.
It's shelving.
That should be we should get elves and do an elf on the shelf. First of all,
oh my God, elf on the shelf. Fucking perfect. Yes.
Oh yeah, we gotta do another shoot. So I brought you on today because we are gonna do a baking segment later. We're gonna get jump start on Christmas because I dropped the ball on Halloween.
Aww.
Did you? You did pretty good for Halloween this year.
Oh, you know what? Ooh, I feel like we could have done better. We were just so busy.
It was a lot.
And then like traveling and Exotica being like right in the middle of everything, and we were shooting like nonstop. So
yeah,
it was kind of crazy, but I love baking, so this is perfect.
Yeah, you did your first official porn scene this year, correct?
Yes.
You've been shooting with your man for a while, but you did like I'm official. Like, how was that experience for you?
It was incredible. Like it was actually a lot more than I expected. So in June, I think it's roughly around June, Brazzers had hit me up.
Yeah.
And they were like, hey, can we chat? It'll only take like 30 minutes. We ended up being on this Zoom call for like an hour and a half.
Oh, wow.
And they had booked me like a few weeks later. They booked me. And then before I even did my first shoot, they booked me for a second shoot. So, yeah.
Well, you have a look. And I feel like the only other girl that's really kicking it right now is like, it's the other Asian girl that's like killing the game who's, I'm going to let you say, well, I always forget her name. I'm terrible with names.
Are you thinking Kazumi?
Kazumi, yes, sorry.
Yeah.
Kazumi is like killing it right now. I met her at the Browsers party.
Yeah.
But you're still shit on her thick-wise. Like, she's like curvy, but she's
definitely got a good shape.
Yeah, she's beautiful.
Oh my gosh.
Beautiful and super sweet. I met her at the Browser Summer social.
Yep.
Super sweet girl. She's killing it right now.
Yes.
But like, she got the competition because there has not been a super thick Asian
I don't think I've really, you know what? A fan wrote me recently, like probably within the last like 48 hours and was like, I have never in the history of Brazzers seen anybody like you.
Yeah, no, you have.
So I was like,
your own look.
Thanks. So, yeah.
And even though you have had like some enhancements, you still look very natural. Where I think some girls, they kind of go really overboard, like in the face and stuff like that. You still have like a very pretty natural face. So I think that makes, a huge difference and people are drawn to that. Yeah. So you just did a regular boy-girl scene?
Yeah.
How was that experience like? Because you've only shot with your man before, right?
Yes. Yeah.
How did that conversation go? He's like, I want to kick your ass.
No, actually, you know what? He's been nothing but supportive.
That's fire.
So, in fact, the only reason I really did it was because I had his support. You know, yeah, we did a lot of boy girl for the like first 3 years, you know, by ourselves. But when that conversation came up, because we were at a crossroads and we're like, all right, where are we taking this? What are we going to do? Are we going to continue to be like these independent creators, or are we taking this mainstream? And I was like, I think I can fucking kill it in mainstream.
You couldn't fucking kill it.
So let's fucking do it.
Yeah.
And he was like, cool.
And he was like, I've been waiting for you to say that. Low key. Were you nervous? He's off camera right now. I'm going to ask a little. Were you nervous?
Yeah.
You didn't bother you at all? That's cool. I love that. Yeah. I'm finally like in a situation where I've been dating somebody who's in the industry, and it's like world of difference when you're like, I don't really have to stress about that anymore. Yeah. I always thought that I didn't want to date in the industry because I'm like, it's just so much. There's so much like, you know, chitter chatter and just clicky shit and who's dating who. And I'm like, I don't want to do that. And then when you meet somebody who's like, nah, but I'm professional about it, and they keep it like that every time. Like, you shot with him. Yes. So I'm just like...
Yeah, great experience.
Doesn't bother me at all.
He shot it.
Yeah. So her man shot her, fucking my man, while I dropped him off at the shoot. I'm like, I'm not going to go in because I look crazy right now, but you have fun. Like, it's definitely a different experience for me, and I never thought that I would be able to, or even find somebody that would accept my past, let alone my current future of doing it. And it's been awesome to have that experience.
No, and that support. Like, and it's truly, you know, I have to say, honestly, I never expected it to be
so easy.
What it is. Yeah. It's just been, it's kind of like, you know, you get on set, everyone's super professional. And you go there. It's a long work day, but you knock that shit out.
Yeah. Are there any companies that you're like, oh, I really want to shoot with that company, that we can be like, hey, y'all come book Tokyo?
Hey. So I definitely love the Brazzers teams, but Vixen puts out some good stuff.
Yeah, I've heard they've done good work.
Who else?
Ricky's Room is doing really good right now too. He's starting to do. He just got he originally was with Brazzers. I think he's contracted with them, and he started his own company. He's doing really well.
I saw him on the site. Yeah,
sure. He's dope. But... So before you guys even got that far, you guys started the OnlyFans, right? Mm-hmm. How did that even go? Because that's even a big step on its own. Like, hey, let's start doing OnlyFans content.
Okay,
so not mainstream.
So this is literally, we probably just met. We were probably like 3 weeks to a month in, no more than a month and a half. And I think we were just like fucking one day. And I love watching penetration. Mm-hmm. So I handed him my phone and I was like, record this. Like, I'm gonna watch this later. I watch my own shit. Like, I get off to my own shit. So I'm like, record this. And he was like, let's make some fucking money.
Oh, it was you dirty dog.
But it came at a really, you know,
it was like perfect timing.
Yes. Yeah.
Were you guys doing it before like the COVID pandemic shit happened?
Yeah,
you guys were
2019.
Like,
yeah.
Oh yeah, so you guys like me or OG.
Yeah.
Cause that was like such a wave. I missed the pandemic money for sure.
Man, that was crazy, right? Fuck.
Yo, I'm gonna talk about you, some of y'all, because some of y'all fucked it up for us, because they burned the fuck out of OnlyFans for a while, but it was definitely it was a nice. I'm still doing very, very well, but it's just like that COVID money was different,
right? Yeah.
Especially when you don't have shit else to do. Like, why not fucking record it?
Everyone's home, they're horny, like you know.
So let me ask you this, just because I grew up in a very ethnic neighborhood. I was the only white chick, right? It was all Black and Mexican. We had a very strong Asian community right in the middle of it. Okay. You know, there's always an Asian community right in the middle of the hood. Okay. They're not normally as accepting when it comes to the sex industry. Has that been hard for you on your family side? Do they know? Is it?
Well.
How's the family handling that?
So I'm from Hawaii. And so I kind of grew up with like,
Why did I know that? I guess I assumed because you said Tokyo that you're like
Well,
more...
I'm Japanese.
Okay.
But yeah, born and raised in Hawaii. And
they're a little more laid back. Hawaiians, no?
A little bit. You know what though? My mom doesn't know.
Oh, she doesn't. Okay, Mom. No.
I have not gotten I haven't I'm considering telling her.
Yeah.
But it's just, I'm like, she lives out in the middle of nowhere. It's not like
she's not gonna find out anyway.
Right. Yeah. I mean, unless someone tells her, but
whatever. Do you think that it would be an issue for her?
I think at first it might be.
Yeah.
She's
gonna give you that strong Japanese woman.
Right, but I've always been very sexual. And low key, like, I got that shit from her.
Oh, Mama's a freak.
I mean, growing up, she
probably had some sugar daddies and shit.
I mean, I'm not putting her business out, but like,
she did her thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. See, for me, I've always been very lucky. Like, and people don't realize that. A friend of ours, I've been very lucky. My family's always been supportive. A friend of mine who came on the show, right? She didn't get out of it because of the show, but she had an uncle find out. And it caused a huge issue in her family. And her sister stood up for her and was like, listen, whatever she does or doesn't do, you cannot go out outing people. She's like, that is the same as even a homosexual coming out to their family. It's very scary. It can threaten their job. It can do the things like their well-being, their family. And for you to just go out and out somebody about their sex work is just as dangerous as outing somebody for their sexual preference or, desires and stuff. So I was just wondering if that was ever something that, you like had a fear of, that it would like isolate you from your family or anything.
Well, okay. Here we go.
Down the rabbit hole we go.
So, last year, 21. So I have a daughter. I don't talk about kids or nothing like that. Someone, a family/client, a client/friend.
Okay, like family friend.
Yeah. The nephew kind of found my Twitter and ended up, I think, telling his cousin, who told my daughter. And we were like this close to telling her. We were just like, man, we're just waiting for this time, like, because so OnlyFans actually afforded me the opportunity to like put her through school, get her a new car, like all this stuff, right? Like, I was like, listen, her goal was to go to LA. And I was like, you can't go to LA without any skills. Go to school, get your license, and then you can go.
Yeah.
And we were just waiting for her to graduate. And it was literally like a month before she graduated that she found out. So,
see, I don't think that's cool. It's not someone else's job to tell.
It's really not. And I was kind of upset about that because I was like, we were, it's not that we were trying to hide it forever.
She needs to focus on school. Yeah. Doesn't need to be her worry
And I
right now.
knew that if she found out at that time that she would use that as an excuse to leave and go
and
run to California to be with her boyfriend. We knew that. We had that talk. And so we were like, well, let's just get through this and then we'll tell her. She kind of had a clue because I would tell her little things and she would see my email and be like, OnlyFans.
She's like, who's Tokyo?
And so, but her boyfriend was very like, like judgmental.
Really?
And one time it said to her on a FaceTime that OnlyFans was like prostitution. And I was like, but how?
Yeah.
Like,
You're like, I'm literally having sex with the same man that I'd have sex with either way.
In the house. And we're making money and we're paying off our debt. Like, literally before OnlyFans, like, I had a business and stuff. And just getting that business started had put me into debt. So, OnlyFans...
It's like helped you guys get
like I paid off all my credit cards, like
even Trippy House. So Trippy House is actually owned by Lydia Trippy, who came on the show a couple months ago with her with her posse, like Carissa and Bobby came on, and they started this with their OnlyFans money. Now they own this house. They have a content house. They're making money out of it. And like, it's just giving power back to people to do what the hell they want to do with their lives instead of being tied down to something. And that's awesome. You got to pay for her daughter to go to school and get out of debt. Do you mind if I ask what kind of business you had before you did this?
So I did cosmetic tattooing. So I had a shop for that, but I also was a makeup artist for like a very long time.
Oh,
probably like, what is this? So close to like maybe 18 years.
I feel like though that this industry, you could still do both of that. But she's like, I'm making money off the pussy now.
Being a makeup artist in Vegas, I did a lot of porn makeup.
Yeah.
Like I did porn, I did escort, strippers, all of that. So I kind of was like around the people, around the industry. And it was never like, oh my God, she does this. It was like, they're some of the nicest people.
Yeah.
So
I think it's very weird, and I don't know if it's like just the new generation or it's just because they're younger, they don't get it. I feel like I get the most crap from guys who are under the age of 30.
Really?
The ones who attack me,
and
they're like, oh, you're this, you're that. And it's always like, I bet you're like 22. And they'd be like, I'm 23. And this is like, it's always something right around like that mindset. I don't know if they're going through something at that time that they're just like trying to figure out who they are as men. So they're very, I don't know, but it's that generation right now. I feel like if someone's going to talk shit to me, it's usually somebody, a male who is like,
probably lives at home
19
still,
and
very
like,
upset that women are independent and are in control
probably
of
having
their
a hard
bodies.
time dating or like wanting to date girls that they see like us and we're like, you'll pay me, and they can't, so that could have been, I don't know, but I feel like I get the most crap from under it and from like middle-aged women who literally low-key wish that they could do it. I get more women that tell me they wish that they're like, I wish I found your show earlier, because they wish that they had the confidence to do it earlier.
Oh shit, I wish I was doing this 20 years ago. Like, legit.
Yeah.
Like, I think my life would have been very different, but I don't regret it because I think everything happened at the right time, right? Because if you start out in this industry, you start out with porn and all this stuff, like, it's very hard for sex workers to now transition to, like, corporate jobs or, like, vanilla jobs.
Yeah.
But because I've already done all that, I've already worked with the celebrities, I've already worked with these big companies, like,
you can kind of
I
teeter
can just
between.
hop over here now. Like, what are you gonna do now? Like,
Yeah, I think that was probably one of my better decisions. Like, I had a corporate job. I didn't get into the industry till I was 27. So like, I had already worked corporate jobs. I already went to sales training. I had all this stuff. So it's like, it made it so much easier.
Yeah.
And it makes it easier for people. I mean, I definitely still ran into the assholes that took advantage. You know what I mean? It's a lot of that in this industry. They prey on, I think, women in this industry, or even men, because they know we make money very fast.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of broken people in this world. And they're just looking for someone to love them because they're always like, sex is work.
Yeah.
So it's like when it's intimate and somebody can get in there, they really like get in there. So you guys have been pretty lucky to like do this together and not have to deal with that shit.
Right. Yeah.
The deal.
Yeah.
Have you ever had to, you guys film with other girls too, right? Have you ever had to like check a bitch?
No.
Everyone
that we've been working with has been really, really good.
Yeah.
Real professional. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm like, where's the juicy? Somebody's got
I mean, like, there's occasionally like people like that you just don't associate with for certain reasons.
Or you don't click with.
Right. Yeah. But it's whatever. It's not even worth talking
She's
about.
like, man, I love it. I think you probably get good energy because you have that mentality though. Because other people would pick and be like, a bitch, Have you ever done any other sex work other than porn? Like stripping?
No, I've never stripped. About 11 years ago, I went through a really bad breakup. And then I started dating this guy. And he introduced me to camming. So it I had like a brief camming stint for like a few months. And the money was good, but then like my makeup started really picking up. And that was always like my first passion, so, and then my daughter was still a bit younger, so I kind of didn't want to subject her to that, you know, in case anyone found out. So I was like, you know, let me just
she was like still in high school,
straight and narrow. Yeah. You know, so I did that, but I still have like loyal camming fans from back in the day.
Cam fans are solid.
Yeah.
I think I would probably say like half of my OnlyFans base has probably been there since day one.
Really?
I never really lose that, like, that core, like, I could go up and down, but it never goes below a certain point as far as, like, the fans that are subscribed. Like, and they're always, like, the hardcore. They're like, I've been following you since you had a premium Snapchat.
Yep.
When I used to do $60 video calls back in the day.
Damn, $60.
Yeah, when I first started, I didn't know no better.
I used to charge $25, like 11 years ago.
Yeah.
Like $25 for
that was
like
a lot.
Quick, like 5-minute call or something,
yeah,
you know?
that was a lot back in the day.
Yeah, because you're sitting there at night and you're just like, what else are you going to do?
I figured when I first started doing like video calls, I've said it before. I was like, I started off as a $100 hoe, right? So I used to do $100 quickies. So it's like, we're talking 10 years ago.
Okay.
But $60 and I didn't have to touch anybody. That was a steal. I was like, great. I don't gotta meet nobody. I get $60 real quick. I would just sit in my room in between dates and then we'd just do video calls.
Till this day, I love video calls.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You know what? I don't always like them because I don't like when guys call, but they don't want to look. They don't want, they just like, they're hiding themselves. It's like one eye. Like, I'm like, dude, do you want a video chat or not? And then they just got like their eye. And
they just want to look at you.
But it's like, okay, just watch a video then.
It's not the same. It's interaction.
It's like you look at it and it's just their eyeball. And you're like, can I see it?
Or like they'll be in the total dark and all you hear is like
pitch black. And they don't say anything back.
Right. And they're like in the bathroom or something at their family's house.
Like,
really loud. They're just like whispering. They're like, yeah.
First of all, I fucking love all you little jack off freaks. But yeah, it is weird though when they don't talk back. And they're like, just do whatever. And I'm like, do you like that? Or you're just trying to get a reaction out of them. You're like, I didn't want to be here by myself. If I was going to do this by myself, I would have just recorded it. Yeah, it's very weird. Sometimes I'm like, if you're going to video call, at least engage.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I think is hilarious is like, you'll literally tell them like, you can call, but until I have the money, like, I don't like them calling until they have the money, but sometimes I want to verify who you look like. So I'm like, cool, call for 2 seconds, whatever. But they'll call with their dick out already.
Nope.
Yeah, no, I had to stop. Nope. That's why I stopped doing them.
Don't do that
shit.
Shut
it down. Shut it down immediately. Yep. I was like, nope, I need the money up front.
It's not acceptable.
As soon as they won't even call. Like, they'll just go in the DM and they'll call you back to back to back to back. And you're finally like, stop calling me. Because you can't even block them fast enough.
Are you talking about Instagram?
Have you ever had this happen?
Fuck that. Nope, I will block them.
I've had them call so many times that you can't even get to the block screen because they're calling too fast.
Damn.
And you're just like, yo, stop calling you. They're just sitting there like yanking it. And you're like, God, stop it.
God, yeah.
So that's why I stopped doing them. Because I got to the point where like.
And plus you can't really fuck around on Instagram. Like,
no, I want to do them on there anyways. Yeah. I was like, dude, stop. You're going to get my page deleted. Every time.
Yeah.
Have you had to deal with any of like, the like social media cyber crazies that have like tried to like
yes
what's going on with that?
You know, not so much. I think I've been very fortunate to not really have too many crazies. There was one, and I don't really want to give him too much airtime, but he's kind of known for like messaging all the big booty girls, but he's into like scat content.
Oh.
But then he will legit like stalk you, and then you block him. He's like now threatening you. Like, I'm like, I don't play that shit. Like,
is his name? Honestly, I'm gonna say it. I don't care because I want everyone to block him. Is this guy named Barry Keaton?
No, it's.
If you see a Barry Keaton, block him immediately. It's been 6 years.
It's Samuel J. Dorsey.
Oh, that guy's crazy.
Nuts, right? Nuts. Legit.
He's like a younger black guy. I think he's like autistic or something.
I don't know. He likes fucking choo-choo trains. I don't fucking know.
He told me he lived at home with his mom.
Yeah. Like legit nuts. Like,
yeah, Samuel, you gotta chill, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
no,
stop that
I've
shit.
had
You're gonna go to jail. Like,
yeah,
cut it out.
He's bad.
Yeah.
I've literally been like, he'll say very inappropriate things, and you're like, you gotta stop. And like, if you don't, then he'll start a new page. And
we blocked so many pages of his.
Yeah, he's a lot.
And so many.
He's
girls.
now going through my websites. Because some of my websites, like there's like direct messaging that'll come through an email, but I don't really check those ones very often. So guys, don't message me through there. If you're gonna message me, do it on OnlyFans or through Patreon or whatever. Because like I'm not gonna check those. There's so many, and yeah, him and Barry are crazy. So Barry Keaton was stalking Kendra Cox first.
Whoa!
Back when we both lived in Atlanta, like way back in the day, like, and he started following us on there. He was trying to book me. I think originally, it was like Backpage. Like that's how long ago he's been stalking. It's been years.
Damn.
And every week I get a new email, and he never changes his name. It'll be like Barry B, Barry A, Barry Keaton. But it'll always say Barry Keaton with like some number at the end.
So weird. It's like, why?
Yeah, I don't know. He tried to book. I think he's a trucker, and he tried to book me way back in the day. But he'll send a deposit.
Okay. And
the place that he wanted to meet me was very like sketch. It was like a roadway in like an hour and a half outside the city in a small trucker town. And I'm like, absolutely not. Like I need to be within 20 minutes to an airport. Yeah. Like I don't fuck around. And he was just and then when he said it, he was like, you're a fucking whore. And like went nuts. He was like, that's why, He's just like, you're a slut. And then he'll call back and apologize. Like, I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have said that. 6 years of this, girl. 6 years.
Wow.
I've threatened like police. I'm like, don't contact me anymore. Sometimes he'll just send me like $20 on Cash App just to like get me to like try to reply to him.
I'm sorry.
Yeah. Or he'll be like, or he'll send like, he'll be like, I'll give you $5,000 right now. And he'll like send like $500. And you're like, no, I'll send you a deposit. I'm like, dude, what makes you think that I want to hang out in a room with you after you just cussed me the fuck out at least 10 times in the last year?
That's not how you do it,
I'm not going in a room with you ever. It's so violent and scary.
No, your safety first. Absolutely.
Yeah. No, the Samuel guy. Finny's in the house. Hey, Finny. So yeah, it was just very, I feel you. And I feel like it needs to be talked about more because I think a lot of people on social media think like, oh, we show that we're sexual in whatever way. So they think that we want to be like bombarded with sexual activity.
They think it's okay, and it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. It's like, you have to understand this is still a job for us. We still have families and like personal lives, and like even
we got to turn it off.
Right. Like, you know what? Sometimes I'll have people hardly come up to me like in person. Right? But they'll always DM me later. I saw you at this place.
I don't like that.
I saw you at this restaurant.
Or I saw you at Walmart.
Right. One guy was like, I saw you at the grocery store. And I'm like, okay, dude, that's creepy. Like, if you see me in public, come up and say hi.
Yeah.
Just say hi. Like, if I'm with people, if I'm with family, just, hey.
But,
you know?
Oh, hey, I know.
Right.
Hi, I'm a fan. Walk away, whatever.
Keep it moving. You know what I mean?
It is a little creepy because you're like, who was it?
Right. And then now you're like super paranoid. Like, fuck, like, did this weirdo watch me walk out? Like,
I try not to go to the store by myself too much anymore.
I don't. It's always with him.
Yeah, it's
and
too
we're
much.
Always strapped. Like, it's like, we don't fuck around.
I don't play.
Yeah.
And mine's crazy, so you don't want to walk up to me when he's around because him is next level psycho. You know it too, girl. He is next level psycho. I'm like, why do you got so much anger for a little man?
Stop.
I love him, but he's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo. But I've had few people be like, oh, I saw you, because I have said, if you see me with kids, don't talk to me.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Don't talk to me when they're with your kids.
Yeah.
It's a very big line. So I've had people like, oh, I saw you, but you were with your nephew. So I'm like, okay, cool, respect.
Right.
But if I was by myself, like, just make it be known, because I don't want to walk out.
No, exactly. Like, if I'm with 9, for sure, come up, say what's up, say hi, get a picture. Like, I don't care. You see me with kids, you see me with tip. You see me with kids, you see me with old people. Like, just chill.
Yeah, I think like let's just use some common sense.
Right.
Yeah. But it's very creepy. Yeah. What's your plans next? What do you got going on next? Is there any big stuff?
Oh man, we're taking a little bit of time off for like Thanksgiving and stuff. But then we're gonna be right back at it. I think in December.
Yeah,
AVN.
You just got mainstream, so you got some years of grinding.
I don't know, girl. I'm trying to
tired already.
I'm trying to get in, get this house, move on, like fall off the grid, like
I feel the fuck out of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we're gonna get a little dirty talk, right?
All right.
Because you're a porn star, I definitely need to know, what's your favorite scene to shoot?
What do you mean? Be more specific.
What I mean, like are you
position wise or
no? Like, would you rather do like 2 girls and a guy, 2 guys and a girl? Do you like the gangbang stuff? Do you like the deep throw?
I've never done a gangbang. Never done a gangbang. I've done 2 guys, which is cool because I always feel like guys always want the threesome, but with 2 girls, and I'm like, you only got 1 dick, dude. And we got all these holes. Like, what you gonna do?
Yeah,
you know,
be stuffed up,
right? So, like, I always feel like the 2 guys and 1 girl kind of just has always been my fantasy.
It flows easier for sure.
Yeah,
It's a lot harder because when you're trying to put your face underneath someone's balls while they're spitting down on you, it's a lot.
But you know what though? Actually, we did our first group scene, and it was like 6 of us. So it was like 2 couples. It was me and 9, Max and Haley, Valera Castile, and Daisy Ray, and that shit was fire.
Well, I mean, that makes sense because there's enough, like, it's paired up, so we could swap around.
Oh, it was
get crazy.
Like, I cannot wait for this one to be edited and released because that shit was fire.
Was it?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah. And he really did his thing. Sorry, didn't mean to cut
Oh,
you
you
off.
did?
He did his thing. I was really proud of him. Yeah.
He was hanging in there in that block?
He was doing all kinds of shit.
You came out with the stash? You came to throw some ass? I love it. My brother has a stash like this, so I'm very very into it because he's like he grows his out and he's got his wax. And it's very perfect.
Oh my gosh, you heard him? He was like, "Oh, I have to go do my mustache."
Yeah, it's so cute. I love it. Yeah. How did you guys meet?
Instagram.
Oh, you guys are gram love?
He was in my DMs for years.
Okay, Slitty.
He was on my makeup page.
After years of that, though, what made you finally give in?
So he would be like, he would check in, and he was so
Wear him down.
Right. Yes.
No, see, this is why Barry Keaton and Samuel think that they got a chance.
Nope.
Wear him down.
Nope. He wasn't on no like weirdo shit. He wasn't like doing no weirdo shit.
No disrespectful.
No, he was just like, I'd post stuff and he'd, comment or he'd send me little memes and shit, and I'd throw him a little emoji. I always tell people like he was talking to himself for years, which he was. He'll be like, don't lie, don't
9 years.
Nah, I could pull up the DMs, but like,
how many ways? Oh, she was flirting back. She was flirting.
I was not. I was. The thing was like his page was private, so I went to follow him, and then I looked through his shit, and I was like, and then I unfollowed him. But wait. So the best part is So.
Listen, though, as you get older, you start to realize a motherfucker's character outweighs. Listen, I've had the big, huge, swole, pretty boys.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Y'all motherfuckers ain't shit.
Nope.
Okay? I love me a good, sweet, fucking at-home kind of guy. Listen, we're not going to all be pretty forever.
Right.
And, like, to have a solid fucking human being next to you is so much more important.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, like, what happened
and the
was...
sex is better.
Yeah. But so he was like messaging me, and I was in a relationship, and I've always been monogamous. So when he was messaging me, he'd be like, "You got a man?" I'd be like, "Yeah," and he was like, "All right, well, I'll check back." And legit, like a few months would pass by, you
still got a man?
Single yet? And just so happened, like legit, I broke up with this dude like maybe 3 weeks prior. And he had slid in at the right time. And he was like, "Let's go have dinner." I was like, "I got a job in the morning." He's like, "Well, let's make it early, like let's go do this." And he was like not taking no for an right, but in a good way. You know what I mean? Like not being too pushy or nothing. So
confident and persistent.
Yeah. So I was like, you know what? I ain't got shit going on tonight. Like, all right, let's go.
And then 3 weeks later, y'all making OnlyFans fucking.
Listen, like legit.
That's what happened.
He was like, if you don't enjoy yourself, you can block me. And I was like, all right, cool. I might just block him after this dinner. But we went to dinner. We played pool. He beat my ass in pool. I was like, you know what? I'm going to watch some YouTube tutorials. And the next time we play pool, I'm going to beat your ass. And I did. I won.
Okay.
And
cute.
so, yeah.
I
And
love
then
this
after
story.
that, it was like, it was
He
on.
cracking his knuckle like he got something to say. You got something to say? Come over here in our box.
What am I leaving
Come
out?
off the camera. Come on the camera, man.
Come.
This is, first of all, we're going to also shout him out. He's our guest photographer tonight. We're going to do a super cute baking segment in a little bit. We're going to make some pumpkin pie. Of course you want to be in the middle, huh? Squeeze them on in. 9 Block knocked it down. You feel me? What's up, 9 Block?
What's happening?
So what you need to say? What's she lying about?
Yeah, I was not talking to myself in the DMs.
You gotta talk a little louder so they can hear you.
They can hear me?
Okay.
Yeah, I for sure wasn't talking to myself. But I was doing this shit. So again, I wasn't like just popping up in the DM trying to holler like, yo, what's your number? Let's go out, yada, yada, yada. But the funny thing is, she did follow me. My page wasn't private. She followed me. And I'm like, you've been following me for 3 years. And then I looked and I was like, oh shit, she ain't following me no more. So I'm like, oh, word. And then she was like, yo, I didn't unfollow you. I had this management company running my shit. And
okay, but listen, that was kind of true. I did have this thing that was like, it would like unfollow people, unfollow. That was back in the day, like.
But my shit, like my page is ratchet. Like I'm an unfiltered nigga. Like to the like, yeah. So
it's too much. But you know what though? It was weird.
Wait, what was wrong with his page? He was just doing whatever.
It was just ratchet shit.
He was on some ratchet
memes.
shit. He is probably the realest person. Like he doesn't water shit down. He doesn't filter nothing. Like if he feels a certain way, he's gonna stand on that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, which is a good thing, right? But like all these ratchet memes, I was like, he's just a fuckboy. Like he's just, like I had that weird like feeling. So I was like, I saw what I saw and I just unfollowed. But it was crazy because I think he was also on my Snapchat and like maybe a year before he had sent me a message and he was like, I'd really like to get to know, or some shit like that, but he was like
playing with me, give me a chance.
On your personal page.
But this was Snapchat though.
No, it wasn't Snapchat.
It was Snapchat.
No, for sure it wasn't Snapchat.
Okay.
I was on your personal page.
No. So it was
She
Snapchat.
knows she was watching you through Snapchat.
He was like, he sent me a message on Snapchat and he was like, I'd like to, basically like, I want to come at you, but it's not, like, I don't have my shit together right now. Right? And so me thinking, because I'm always running to these fuckboys, right? Who like might be like athletes and don't got shit going right now. Like, all this stuff. Like, I'm just like, oh, he probably doesn't have a job. He's probably
my shit has always been together.
Like,
that wasn't
but that's
case.
not what he meant. And I didn't know this.
He's like, I'm just moving on to the next thing.
No.
Like, I'm building on this.
I was in an open relationship and shit, right?
Oh,
so,
okay.
like, I'm very intentional, I think shit out. So I'm like, this ain't the motherfucker I just want to run through. Like,
you want to get to know
see
her.
what's happening, you know, for real. So,
but was that okay in your open relationship, or was the open relationship just supposed to be sexual, or were you supposed to have intimate relationships?
So
or allowed
it was mostly like on some sexual shit, but the relationship was kind of like ending because the bitch wasn't being very reciprocated. She didn't reciprocate shit. She was like real like selfish and shit. So I'm like, okay, this shit is going south. She was like breaking all the rules we had and shit like that. Yeah. So. But at the same time, I didn't want to leave. Like, we had, something cool, but I was like, I want a good girl. So I'm like, all right.
I want a good girl that I can make bad for me.
She was always about her business and shit. Like, she wasn't doing no ratchet shit. She always,
She just seemed like somebody that you could be more of a partner with than somebody who was just fucking and dating.
Facts. So, slid in the DMs, we went out, and then we was together almost every day. We had maybe like, until we moved in together, we had maybe 5 days apart. And 3 of those days was because she was doing a celebrity makeup artist. So her client had flew her out. Oh yeah. So when she said client earlier, that client was a makeup client, not another type of client.
I was like, not a family client.
Yeah.
What in the Tokyo is going on?
So her client flew her out to Atlanta because she was did Wildin' Out.
Oh, okay.
So so we was apart for a couple days then, but we was just like.
And then it was just locked back in as soon as she got home.
Yeah, so kind of the culmination of shit, how shit got to where it is we just didn't like being away from each other. And I don't know codependency shit, but like we just really value, time together. So like for me, like I have enough mailbox money coming in to where I don't have to work.
Right.
And so that gives me time, which is what I value over money. And she also values time. So it was like our shit was how can we do shit that we can maximize our time together, and so that's kind of
figure out a way to make money and do it be together.
Yeah, that's our why. So in a nutshell, kind of like it was just like we just want to do fuck shit and literally that's the life we live now.
Listen, I was just talking to my man about this today. I was like, it's crazy how we live every day. Like other people plan for their vacation.
Right.
Like people plan to take off a week about what we do every damn week. And it's crazy because I'm like, I was thinking dang, that's a lot. We were driving through an expensive neighborhood. That's a lot of $1 million homes. Like this. Like I know how we get bread, but I'm like, I forget that people really go to a 9 to 5 every day and hustle their whole life to save up for this big house. And it's kind of, we take it for granted sometimes, but it's nice to finally, like I said, be with somebody in the industry again and be able to do stuff together and make a bag,
Right? Yeah, you know what's crazy about the shit though? And I'll tell you, so I've been officially retired for almost 2 years.
From your square job?
Yeah, legit retired, right? And so you don't realize people think on a macro scale. They don't, they don't think on a micro scale. And what I mean by that is, I was like, I'm gonna have all this time. Cause I like to do shit like snowboard, flowboard, anything on the board, extreme shit, flying planes, whatever the fuck, right?
I love all that. I'll be going on adventures this year. Okay. So, I like it.
So, so when you got your vanilla job, you like, oh man, I like to fucking surf. It should just say surfing, right? In actuality, it may be you might go surfing for 4 hours Saturday and you may go surfing 4 hours Sunday, whatever, right? So you're really not doing a whole gang of shit. Really, you working and living 5 days to have a couple hours 8 hours of fun. Yeah. So when I retired, I'm like, God damn, all the shit that I waited for Saturday and Sunday, I done did by Tuesday or Wednesday. What the fuck do I do with all this time? Yeah. And that's the crazy shit. You really don't know how to live. Mm-hmm. And then, that's the trap that they catch you in. It's you work till you 65. And then, what the fuck? That's why motherfuckers be dying afterwards. They don't know what the fuck to do.
What do I do now? Yeah. My grandma went back to work after she retired. Yeah. She retired from the school district as a math teacher, and she was out for 2-3 years, and she went and signed back up at the police department because she was like, I'm going to go crazy. I need a job. Yeah.
So that's how I became a photographer, actually.
Just needed to trying to find a hobby?
No. Well, partially why he became a photographer.
Yeah, so...
also, I needed this ass to look good from the back.
You know what it was? Man, motherfucking, and this is something that I fucking feel fairly strongly about, is photographers who really niggas don't really get no pussy or just on some weirdo ass shit. So I would take her to
This is a trending story that we hear about photographers when the photographers that I've had on guest featured, they're normally pretty normal guys, you know what I mean? I've had one that was a little weird, but they said the same thing. I kind of got into it because I was tired of weird photographers setting the standard and the tone for everybody.
Oh yeah,
so I can't get pussy, so I picked up a camera.
We worked with a couple motherfuckers who, I lost when they shit showed with me, and when they find out they couldn't fuck or just it was just always something, and so she was like.
You don't get your images. They
Oh yeah, they do weird shit like that too. Or they'll put a watermark across your whole body.
I have a story about that. We'll talk about that after.
Yeah. So then, actually, when we met, That was like my first official photo shoot, and I faked it till I make it.
Listen. He even wore his photographer outfit. Like,
I didn't know
he looked the fucking part. He looked the part.
But they fuck with my shit, and then, but I'm the type
he took
to
some
like,
good pictures, though.
Yeah, I'm the type when I do some shit like I don't have like. I'm not the best at everything, but I never half-ass shit that I'm, trying to do. Like, if my name is on it, I want to do it.
You're like, if I'm going to do photography, I'm going to figure out how the fuck to do photography the right way.
And so if you go to my page, you see the progression. Like, I came to this motherfucker, took it serious, and that's how, I kind of, got a little name for myself. Mm-hmm. And I've never been a hating-ass nigga. Like, and I tried to put other motherfuckers on. Like, so.
I love it. But you kind of came in through the industry through somebody who was already in the porn game too, right? Kind of helped line you up a little bit.
Yeah, I definitely got to shout my nigga Pressure out.
Yeah, Pressure's been on the show before. We've interviewed him last year.
That's my nigga. That's my right hand right there. So what happened with that was crazy because it was from that shoot. It was a motto at that shoot was like, I know somebody looking for a cameraman. And I'm like... And they was like, you was real cool, and you wasn't weird, I'll plug you. And I got plugged, me and my nigga been rocking ever since, man. We done hit Hawaii, Mexico, motherfucking London. Most fire skits and shit in the game right now. So, when you see 9 Block or you see Pressure, fire is coming.
I don't know how you guys aren't nominated for anything yet. Like, how the fuck?
I'm shocked even that my dude didn't get really nominated for anything. I'm like, what? I was like, okay. For AVN, that was kind of weird. Did you get an AVN?
But motherfuckers is watching. That's the thing. Like, man, I done seen shit that we done did and motherfuckers, like, went and did. They
went and redid it. I feel like, though, a lot of the award ceremonies, I have noticed, just like any award ceremonies, that they're definitely popularity contests. For sure. They're definitely a popularity. Not saying that people don't deserve them. They definitely deserve them, but it's definitely a popularity contest. Like, if you're in those people's faces, you're going to be nominated a lot more than if you're not, so.
And it's just weird. So, like, with my whole shit, like I said, I'm in front of the lens and behind the lens, so it's really hard.
He didn't get nominated for anything this year? He didn't.
I don't think so. Like, but you know what? We don't do it for that shit. Like, we just want to create quality shit. We love the independence. We like separation. It's like, what can we do that other motherfuckers ain't doing?
Yeah.
Like, y'all seen the shit where I was dodging bullets and shit. Ain't nobody fucking dodging bullets.
Yeah. One thing too is just like the movie industry, like music, all that stuff. Like, it's getting to that point that people are over the big corporate bullshit and they just want their independence and they want to like build their own shit. And most of the independent rappers and whatever have been doing very well and making more money on their own because they're not tied to a contract through some corporate company. So it's like, contracts are awesome and it's definitely a badge of honor, but it's not always the best.
Right.
Like, to be able to control your own shit at a drop of dime is...
That's facts. I like being able to control my own shit. It ain't no motherfucking smut on my name. It's like, I just like being the brand. Yeah. It's kind of like, when you see 9 Block or you hear about 9 Block, like, you don't hear a motherfucker like, oh, this nigga was in my DMs trying to fuck, or he was doing a photo shoot and asking me to spread my pussy and all that shit. Like,
he's so respectful on photo shoots, like, to the point where, like, sometimes he doesn't give enough direction because he doesn't want a girl to be like
offended.
He was telling me to spread my, like, he's like, nah, you just do what you feel,
what you're
sexy.
Yeah. I do like a little bit of direction sometimes because when you're doing the same photo shoot, when you do so many, sometimes you just be like, I don't know what else to do right now because I've been doing this all week and I just like give me something creative. But as long as it's not like spread your butthole open, I'm good.
I try to stay away from that shit. I try to, and I try to be cognizant of, how she may feel about certain shit. So even when we doing, our boy girl scenes, like, I'm always, it's damn near almost. I mean, I say bitch and shit a lot, but it's almost, in other words, damn near like too respectful. Like, I'm like, I don't want to pull this bitch hair because she, now I want to seem like I'm trying to manhandle the bitch in front of my girl.
She's like,
so it's kind of, I'm trying to find my way, in balancing both because I don't want people to think just because I'm in front of the camera, or that they see me more in front of the camera now. That when I'm behind the camera,
that you're gonna be over sexual or something. Yeah,
you know, I ain't with
dope.
that shit.
That's dope.
Yeah.
Well, we gonna put your skills to the test, cause he's gonna be our guest photographer of the month. 9 Block. You're gonna come bust out some photos for us. We are actually gonna do a little cute baking segment for our Patreon subscribers. And we're gonna get some TikTok. Finney's in the house, king of TikTok over there.
Yes.
He gonna have us. We're gonna get some skits done. Thank you to a big shout out to Trippy House too, because the house looks fire as fuck. Lydia over there, big shout out to you. Thank you so much. We're gonna do a little plug for them. We're gonna get in the kitchen. We're gonna see what kind of skills you really got. We put it to the test. Come with the fire. Get us meat. Get us the Christmas photos cracking.
Yes.
And for people who didn't catch in the beginning, let them know where they can find you. We'll do Tokyo's first. Let them know where their Instagram or your website.
Instagram is The Real Tokyo Leigh, Tokyo Leigh Official, and I am Tokyo Leigh. Because, you know, we always get
and spell it because Leigh is not spelled like most people.
No,
spell
it's
Leigh.
TOKYOLEIGH.
There you go.
So, Tokyo Leigh. Twitter, Miss Tokyo Leigh. That's the same for my OnlyFans, Loyal Fans, ManyVids.
Love it.
So,
9 Black.
So for me, IG is the number 9, INE, Block Productions. My Twitter is just the number 9, BLOCKPROD. And my OnlyFans, so what people don't know is my performer name is Peter Wood Johnson. So,
okay, excuse me, Peter Wood.
Yeah. So
Peter Wood's
basically dick.
Yeah, so when you see like
dick.
Yeah, so on Twitter you see Peter Wood Johnson, that's me. But it's weird because like I said, 9 Block, I didn't picture this going anywhere. Like the 9 Block shit is just, you know, where I grew up. And then motherfuckers started calling me 9 Block. And I'm like, no, that's, you know.
That's not my name.
And then people start calling me out like, cool, I can accept 9. But, yeah, fuck it, just call me 9 now.
No, what's funny is though, if you're any kind of creator, your handle becomes your identity.
Facts.
Immediately. Like, it don't matter if your name is Choo Choo Train 5. They're like, yo, Choo Choo Train 5 in the house.
Right.
What's up, Choo Choo? And you're like,
really
why
gotta
is
think
that?
about
It
your
literally
name.
has my name underneath it.
You
Yeah.
gotta think about your handle.
They
before you
will.
make
They
it.
will. Your handle will become your identity very fast in the content creation
Yeah.
world. So make sure you choose wisely. But all right, y'all, let's get in the kitchen.
Yes.
Make sure you guys check out patreon.com/downtherabbithole.tv to catch the exclusive baking segment with Tokyo and to catch any of the behind the scenes that we're about to shoot right now. And we're gonna stay tuned. We're about to get it all done. RyleeRabbit.com. Let's go down a rabbit hole.